Alright guys, so what I'm going to now demonstrate is how to mix your two primary colours to get your secondary, and it will be really easy to do because it's all been labelled. So I'm going to start off with the blue, which I last did, blue and red, and I should hopefully make some purple. So start off by making sure your palette is nice and clean. I already need a blue, so I'm just going to leave that blue there, but otherwise you need to wipe that off. I'm going to pick up some of that blue and I'm going to dot it in there and then mix that blue with a bit of red. And you should get a purple. Now if you want a darker purple, I would suggest you add more blue to that, and if you want it to be a little bit more quite warm, more pinky, then I would suggest you add more red to that. Now it's more bluey now, it's a bit too blue. You just go back and forth with as much of the ratio as you want to get that perfect colour that you're after. So I'm quite happy with that purple. All I'm going to do is just do the same thing, twist it, hold it like a pen and really help me with that outline, and I'm going to go ahead and create that tip. Now what I've been doing so far is just making sure I have a more bright, vibrant colour at the start, more intense colour at the start, and then I'm just going to dilute it down with a clean paintbrush, just dragging out the colour I already have. And I'm going to stop there. I can go back in, just dot that in like so, and I'm quite happy with that. I'm just going to leave it then. Stop there, and I'm going to move on with my red and yellow. So to do this, I'm just going to use this top section. Start off by mixing my red this side, that's bright enough, and then I'm going to mix that yellow in with it. I can see that orange is looking okay, but I definitely need more yellow now. So all I'm going to do is just mix a little bit more, and if you're happy with that, go ahead, turn your page, feel free to turn that page and kind of get that right angle. So I'm going to turn it, there you go. Much better. All I'm going to do is twist my paintbrush, create that tip, and I'm going to go ahead and add it. Now sometimes when you're adding your paints, you'll realize, oh, it's okay, I do want it to be a little bit more red in there. Stop while you're doing that. It's okay, while the paint's still wet, just add a little bit more red to it. Add a little bit more red to your mixed colors, or even more yellow if you need it. You can even make it a little bit more brighter if you need to, and go back in so you can just kind of build that color on. So it's still fixable. If you feel like, oh no, that's not the color I want, don't worry about it too much. I'm going to then, this is something that I'm doing as I'm working through. I'm washing my paintbrush, taking that color off and just tapping it dry, and then I'm just going in with just water so it's really pale, and then I go back in with that from my palette, that orange I made, and I'm just dotting it everywhere, just kind of spotting it in, creating that little effect. I'm going to stop there, and now I've got my secondary color, last secondary color left, and that should be my green, which is my blue, and yellow should make my green. So I'm just going to go ahead and work on this bottom section there, and at the end I'm going to clean everything up. I'm going to start off with that bit of blue, and with that blue I'm just going to put it there. You see how it's a little bit light? All I'm going to do is just pick more color up. And you see how that suddenly got a little bit more brighter, more vibrant. You can dot it back in your primary if you want to, or if you just don't want to do that, you're happy with it, don't do what I'm doing. But I just want to add a little bit more brightness, more vibrant there, and intensity to my blue. I'm going to stop and then just go back into my primary color, which is my yellow. So I'm going to go ahead and add some water to my yellow on my palette, and just kind of take a generous amount of that yellow out, and then if you mix it, you should get a green that you like. And if it's too dark, add more yellow. If it's too light, add more blue to it. I'm quite happy with this. All I'm going to do now is go ahead and twist and go ahead and add that in. I want to really work with more accuracy in my outline. I've already went out the shape, that's okay, it happens. And then as I'm doing that, I'm just going to spread that color down a little bit further. Now if it's awkward for you, like it is for me, to kind of angle it, all it means is that you need to just turn your page around. Wash that paintbrush, wash it, take the color off, whatever color it was on, it's green, and then with a clean and not too damp, just slightly damp paintbrush, I'm just going to smudge that color down. You see how it's just kind of made it a little bit more lighter, more pale, but it's demonstrating this gradient into my work. I'm quite happy with that. I'm going to leave it, and that's your secondary colors completed alongside your primary. You want to ideally wait for this until we do our tertiary colors next.